I'm Bonolo. I was born and bred in Lubati, but now I live in Gaborone. I came here for school and I kind of just stayed here. I'm a yoga teacher at Yownn Yoga studio. I really love it there. I got into yoga because it was in 2013 and I was pregnant. I had a high-risk pregnancy. At the time, I was very much into exercising, high-intensity exercising, aerobics, spinning, weights, etc. But then my doctor told me that I could no longer exercise, like do high-intensity stuff. So she suggested that I try yoga and swimming because they are low impact and they are low intensity, but you still get the benefit of a good exercise. I was very skeptical at first, might I add, because previously I'd seen people at gym, coming in for yoga looking all pretty with their colorful yoga mats, and then just lying on their mats, lifting one leg at a time, lifting one hand, and it didn't make sense to me at all. Well, until I did yoga, that's when I realized that, it's quite a bit of a workout. So I've been practicing on and off since 2013. I love it. I've loved it from the very beginning, from that first yoga class. But then I struggled with finding yoga classes around town at convenient times, because I think only recently are we starting to see a lot more yoga teachers coming up. But previously it wasn't so easy to find a consistent yoga class at favorable times. For me, that would be after work hours, which is around 6 p.m. in the evenings or early morning. My favorite style of yoga has transitioned over time. I now love low, gentle sort of yoga like your Hatha yoga. But I think at heart, I'm a Vinyasa girl. I'm a Vinyasa yoga girl because I think that's actually what got me to love yoga. The flow, the one breath, one movement type thing. I really love Vinyasa. But I think now I sort of gravitate more towards the gentler Hatha or Yin, because I kind of, it's a lot more meditative that way, and it's a lot more grounding. But I do still love Yin, Vinyasa, yeah. Yes, I'm a qualified yoga teacher. I trained in Thailand and I'm certified YTT 200 at Yownn Yoga Thailand. I've been teaching for a little bit over 3 years now. Yes, I teach privates, I teach group sessions, but I will tell you this, I love teaching group sessions. There's just a different kind of energy when you teach a group as opposed to when you teach a private. A private has its benefits. It's fun it's a lot more connected when you teach privates, but if I were to choose between the two, I would off the bat choose group classes, and preferably beginners as well. I love teaching beginners because I feel like I think it's an extension of motherhood. It's nurturing. You're sort of walking a journey. You're literally helping someone start a journey that then transforms and transitions over time, but you're giving them a solid foundation at the beginning of that journey, and I love it. It's fun. Believe it or not. Well, the health benefits there are a lot of health benefits to practicing yoga, but for me really, I think I do it for fun. I love it. It's fun, it's playful. It's like a rarity in adulthood to find something so joyful and playful. it reminds me a bit of childhood. You know, when you used to go out and play and make crazy shapes with your body. I feel like yoga is the playground for grown-ups. Wild thing. My favorite yoga pose is wild thing. I don't know, I always feel sassy and wild thing. And the funny thing is, initially when I started my yoga journey, it was also very difficult for me to get into it. And then one day I just flipped, and then I just felt so wild and sassy. So I love wild thing. Headstand, no doubt. I remember the first time I tried a yoga. So when I started my yoga practice, I didn't think headstand would ever be a part of my practice. And then one day, my private yoga teacher insisted that not insisted, but she kind of challenged me to try it. She obviously held me up. I was so heavy. Even as she held me up, I felt like I was going to collapse. But then surprisingly, after the pose, after doing it, I felt so much lighter. It was exhilarating. It was really exhilarating and invigorating at the same time. So I would, over the months, try it out on my own, practice. I fell quite a bit. But eventually I got it, and it was the most empowering thing ever. It transformed not just my yoga practice, but I think it also to a large extent transformed my life, because you can imagine moving from the impossible, like I could never do a headstand, to being able to do a headstand. It's like I can do literally anything.